Hi guys, welcome back to Vesna TV. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm sharing Dollar Tree summer DIY hacks that are fun, functional, and really super budget friendly. So let's jump right in. So here you can see I'm making a lit up planter using two Dollar Tree pots. I started with a white one, so ideally you want both to be white or light colors so the lights can shine through better. Unfortunately, my store didn't have another white small pot, so I worked with what I had, which was a light gray one. I also picked up these battery operated toy lights from, not toy, sorry, twinkle lights from the garden section. They're always in stock around summertime. And then also different seasons because they're useful for all the seasons. So originally I was going to glue the string lights on into the large pot and nest the smaller one inside, but it didn't sit right. So instead, I glued the lights around the outside of the smaller pot and attached the battery pack to the outside of the big pot for easy access. So if you're using this as a table centerpiece, you can glue the pack inside. Just be cautious if you're using water or real plants. So to finish off, I just popped a faux topiary I made a while back, but you could easily use a fresh or faux flowers. So here is the final look, and I just love how it turned out. It's super affordable and really, really pretty at night. So for this next DIY, it's an easy candle makeover basically. I grabbed 3 of these citronella candles from the Dollar Tree and I melted them in the oven. If you want a full tutorial on how to safely melt candles, I'll link it up here. With those melted, I added some glass gems to the bottom of a Dollar Tree round vase. Then I poured a bit of cold water, just enough to cover the gems by about an inch, into the vase. And then I carefully poured the melted wax in next. So depending on your candle's wick, you can either reuse the whole wick or drop in the wax cores like I did. Once it cools and hardens, that's it. I haven't lit them yet, but here's what they look like all finished. And again, super cute, super easy, and affordable. So the next DIY, I used pool noodles, just cut into different size rings. I found the thinner ones float better than the thick ones, so keep that in mind when you're creating this. I also used battery operated votives from the Dollar Tree, so make sure the noodle that you pick has a hole in the middle or you'll have to carve one out yourself. I used a kitchen knife I no longer use for food, and I carved the holes a little bigger so the votives fit nice and snug in there. And that's all. That's all there is. These look amazing and they float amazing floating in the pool and at night. It's perfect for parties or a relaxing summer evening. So this next one is super quick and easy. I picked up one of these green glass lanterns, which was such a pretty spring color, and one of the solar lights that they usually have all year long. And I just removed the stake from the solar light and I glued the solar top inside the lantern, but making sure that because it fits very nicely right on top of the lantern. And of course, I used hot glue. And you can also hang these using Dollar Tree hooks. Imagine a whole row lining your pathway or hanging in your garden. It would be so beautiful, but I did not do that. I just wound up putting it in one of these little rock garden things that I have here, and it looks really, really nice. Let me know what you think. So for this next one, I grabbed 2 blue plastic bowls from the Dollar Tree, and 2 smaller plastic bowls from the Dollar Tree, which were purple. And I wound up hot gluing them together, but before I did that, I used this little lantern from the Dollar Tree and I hot glued it to the bottom of the one bowl. Make sure you pull that tab off because I forgot to. So learn from my mistake. I had to unglue everything and then put it back together. So don't do that. And make sure that the lantern works as well. And then I hot glued them together, one like closing them so that they were kind of like a circle, floating circle. And I also played around with different lantern types, and I wound up using another solar lantern from the Dollar Tree for this next one. So they have all sorts, so you can play around with the lantern types, the solar light types, and the bowls. So you can play around with all of that, and it'll, even if you have a whole bunch of colors and a whole bunch of different solar lights, it'll give you a different look in your pool. So after hot gluing everything, this is what it looks like at night. I think it's fabulous. It floats, you don't have to worry about it, and it looks great and adds a nice feel to the pool. Again, great for parties. Okay, so this DIY was made using a stick from a Dollar Tree plunger. Yep, you heard that right. I had already painted it black for a past project, so I just cleaned it up and gave it a fresh coat of black spray paint. Then I took a metal pencil holder and hot glued it to the stick using hot glue and E6000 for extra strength. And after that, I placed a citronella candle inside, like the one that I had used for the other project, and pushed the stick into a planter outside. It's great for ambiance and for keeping those mosquitoes away. And you can make multiples of these because they're so inexpensive. Let me know what you think of this one. Okay, so for the last but not least, if you're entertaining outdoors, this one is for sure for you. So I grabbed a clear glass, a Dollar Tree plate, and some colorful spring napkins. So here's the trick with the napkins, you want to make sure you separate them. I did not show this on the video, but that's what wound up happening. You separate them so only the top printed layer is left. So once separated, I applied the matte Mod Podge to the back of the plate, carefully placed the napkin print side down, and sealed it with another layer of Mod Podge. I let it dry for about 24 hours, and then you're done. Ish, because once it dries, you'll have bits and pieces of the napkin around, depending on if you've cut it before it dried, so it's minimal, but either way you're going to have to sand down the edges so that way there is no bits and pieces of the napkin kind of hanging off the edges. So that's what I did. Just use a really light sandpaper, a gentle one, so that way you don't wind up ripping the whole napkin, and be very, very gentle when you're doing it. So these look gorgeous, as you could use bigger ones as chargers, and you could even use them as trays, but these little ones are great little plates for your table setting. Let me know what you think of these. And that is it for today's video. I hope you found something fun and easy to try this summer. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, or which one you're going to make first. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Vesna TV, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new DIY. See you next time.